Right.
Yeah.
How
Well,
can
I would.
God be transcendent in
That's
heaven?
exactly why Christianity is false.
No, that's exactly why it's true. Because if God is multi-personal, he's
Oh my
able to do
God.
both. What's up?
What's up, man?
Are you a Muslim?
Yep.
You think Jesus was a Muslim?
I don't think. I believe he was Muslim. That's part of my faith.
Why do you think that?
Because God tells us he's Muslim. It's
In,
in our Quran, our holy book.
in the Quran?
Yep.
So what does Jesus do that would make him a Muslim?
I want you to do me a favor. Look up the definition of a Muslim.
I know the definition of a Muslim.
What's the definition?
Submit to God.
Yeah. So did Jesus submit his will to God?
I submit my will to God. Why am I not a Muslim?
If you submit yourself to the one true God, then you are a Muslim by definition.
So is it submit to God or though submit to the one true God? Because there's
There's
a
only
difference
there's
there.
only one God. Jesus prayed to one God. You
Well,
pray to one God. I pray to one God.
if I think this water bottle is a God and I
Oh no,
submit
I
to
don't care
it,
about the water bottle. I don't care about the water bottle.
so
You know what I'm talking about.
well, I'm just clarifying your term. Because if you just say submit to God, then that's like, then you could say Hindus are Muslims. You could say, the Zoroastrians are Muslims. But so you narrowed it now. So you're saying to the one true God.
Jesus and Muhammad didn't come with different messages. They came with the same message.
They did.
That's all. That's all I had to say, It's very simple, man. You don't have to complicate it.
No, there's some clear distinctions, right? Because I'll put it like this: how do you know? So let's just take what you're saying. How do you know that Jesus submitted to God?
Well, it says that what was the verse? It was in the Garden of Gethsemane. You remember that?
Yeah, it's Matthew
I don't know what
26,
verse. Yeah.
39.
Yes, he says, "Not by my will, but by your will." He's praying to God, right? At that time.
Yeah,
So
he's actually praying to his father.
that's God. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
So
I don't want to get into word wars with you, but
is God a father?
he is God. Yes, that's
He
what I just said.
he's a father,
He is the Father. Yes.
not according to the Quran.
Not associated with anything else, not the Son or not the Holy Spirit, just one God.
Yeah, but in verse 39 of Matthew 26, I read it. It says, "And going a little farther, he fell on his face praying, saying,
Yes.
My Father,
Yes.
if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as you will." So
Yeah.
Jesus submits to God as a son.
Sure.
Is that how Muslims submit to God?
Sure. He can be the he can be children of God, by definition, right? Jesus can be a child of God. But
Jesus, wait,
he is not equal.
according to what?
He cannot be equal in power to God.
Where in the Quran does it say that anyone is a
Children,
son of God or a child of
children of
God?
God is a figurative term. It's not meant to be literal.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Then why does the Bible say that Jesus is God's only begotten son?
Because if Jesus was the literal Son of God, he wouldn't be asking God for help, because he could have just helped himself.
Well, there's a point to his submission in what's occurring. Jesus says, he goes, I think it's in Matthew, maybe it's in Luke. He says during, before he gets crucified, he's like, listen, at any time I could call down a legion of angels and shut this whole thing down. Like, Jesus makes that perfectly clear, obviously, because Jesus is the Son of God, so he has the ability to do that. But Jesus says multiple times in the Gospels that he's going to go and die for, the world and resurrect. He says, he's like, listen, he's like, they're going to deliver me up. He says it, I think in Mark's Gospel, he says it 4 times. He's like, they're going to crucify me. I'm going to raise again. Right. So it's not like Jesus was unaware of what's happening. This verse that we're reading is him just going, yo, this is going to be terrible. Like I like there's a very human part of him that's like, I don't really want to do this, but I'm going to do it because you want me to anyways.
Oh my God. You guys love to switch Jesus to God mode anytime you like.
He's just always God.
Human mode and God mode. Okay, if he was always God, then he doesn't need to pray to God to help himself.
So here's the thing, man.
This is what the problem with Christians. You guys try to justify a very twisted concept. The Trinity is a very
No. It's not that complicated. There's simply this question, okay?
It's full of contradictions.
Is God capable of becoming a man? Would God have the ability to do that?
God can do anything he wants.
Okay, great. So then the question is, if God is capable of becoming a man, how could he become a man and at the same time remain the ruler and the one who reigns over all things of all time? How could he do both? Wouldn't that be contradictory? Right. How can God be transcendent in heaven?
That's exactly why Christianity is false.
No, that's exactly why it's true. Because if God is multi-personal, he's able to do both. Think about this for a sec. If God is multi-personal,
you think about what you said, bro.
Think about this for a sec. If God, you just told me that God could become a man, that he had the power to, and then I said, you told me that he could. You said God could do anything.
But he didn't.
Okay, so how could God become a man? How could Allah become a man and still remain transcendent?
That's not even worth thinking of, because he never did.
You're just running away from the question.
No, that's not even worth thinking of, because he never became a man.
Hey, there's some hadiths that say that Allah appeared to Muhammad.
I'm not here to learn Islam from you, bro.
I'm not here to teach you about Islam.
Have a nice day.
I'm here for you. Oh, all right. Peace out, dog.